Welcome to Gifted Underachievers, the podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. In this segment, Pat and James discuss experimental tools and triggers to reset our creative physiology in 5 to 10 minutes. Are you ready?
Sure. Yeah.
Whoop. Hey, Pat. What? We're getting lots going on here.
Yes, James. Sorry, I was
You know what? You know what? I feel like we need a reset.
Oh, yeah. I was, you know what? I was busy. I was doing something else. So sorry about that.
Okay. So let's hit reset.
Okay.
Any good ideas? Like, what's a great way to reset?
I need like one of those triangles they have in orchestras. Ping!
a little noise reset.
Yeah, or like oh man, tuning fork.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, now we're reset.
Okay.
What did you want anyway?
Well, we've been talking about how to improve our creative work, how to get out of, when the brain gets stuck. Or like you're in a cycle of thoughts, right? And they're not necessarily even negative thoughts, but you're just kind of like going and meanwhile the work's not getting done, and you need to just change the physiology, change
Yes.
the mental perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you had what I thought was a pretty doggone good idea.
Thank you so much. I do occasionally have ideas. And so my idea was inspired by this book I've been reading called Living in Game Mode by a fellow named Don Drew, who I have
Mhm.
met personally. Very nice guy. Anyway, the premise is quite interesting. It's self-help, it's transformational self-help, and it's about being able to um, live your best life.
Well, we all want that.
We all want that. Anyway, I'm on chapter 7, or it was, and I noticed he's one of the chapters, this one, is on sort of your environment um, in more than one way. So, boundaries like your social environment, your emotional environment, your real world physical environment. And one of his ideas is that you could think about having environmental tools and triggers to sort of
Mm,
reset yourself. And one of them he's saying it's a reward jar, but I thought a reset jar would do me more good because maybe
mm.
it's my Scottish Catholic upbringing. I have no idea, but rewards, I'm a little suspicious, unless it's a martini, then I'm okay with that reward.
That's a winning reward.
Or in the summer, a Caesar,
Yeah,
or,
yeah. Or
you
just
know,
generally a can of gin.
chocolate chip cookie. Fuck you. Fuck you. By the way, their Caesars are vodka based. Okay, so my point is though, I thought, how about a reset jar where you have similar to a reward jar, you have little things that you could do to make yourself feel good, I guess, about what you've been spending your time doing.
Hmm.
Reset jar for me would help when I get sort of a little bit brain dead, a little foggy, need to take a break, but I need somebody to tell me what to do because I'm a bit too burnt out to actually think of it myself, maybe
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
the worst case scenario, or just want to do something different that I don't have to uh,
Right.
come up with.
Right. And so the reset jar is a jar with little slips of paper that you
Yes.
can't see. So it's more like, drawing something randomly from a hat kind of
Yeah.
idea. And on each of these little pieces of paper is an idea for a reset. And
Yeah.
so for you specifically, and they don't have to be long. Like this isn't you pick one out of the jar and it's, fly across the country and have a vacation or something silly like
Oh
that.
no, that would be
It's
weird.
like a 5 minute, here's something
Yeah.
to do. So what are some ideas that you would have?
Well, one might be to lie on my back, like, Shavasana pose, go into a
Mhm.
different room and lie down and stare up at the light fixture because that actually you do that for 5 or 10 minutes, you do feel different. And it's like your
Yeah.
brain swoops back in on itself and goes, you know what? I probably should drink something and eat something before I go back to work. Because I'm one of those people who forgets to hydrate. And
Uh-huh.
I rarely forget to eat, but sometimes I don't take the time. So, so it could be something physical like that. It could be listen to a song, like standing up at the kitchen counter, actually put on a song that I like and just listen to the whole thing without doing anything else.
Wow. Okay. Anything else?
Well, those are the two I can come up with. What would yours be?
Well, mine are, would be similar, right? So I like this idea. What was the pose that you were talking about?
Oh, Savasana. It's the end pose at when you've done a yoga practice.
Uh-huh.
You lie on your back with your palms up to the sky, kind of, and
Uh-huh.
so it opens your shoulder nest, and then your heels are touching, but you let your feet sort of just fall off to the
Yeah.
side so that it's a very relaxing
Hmm.
pose. It
So
it helps regulate your nervous system.
right, right, right. No, I think that's great. I think I would do maybe a few stretches, like not
Yeah.
necessarily yoga inspired, but they could be. Because for me personally, I think I very much underappreciate the value of just stretching
Yeah.
the body, right? So I do a lot of running and walking, hiking, and blah, 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 blah. But I don't do a lot of spend any time really stretching. And it was interesting. We went to visit friends of ours, John and Kate. So John, Kate, if you're listening, this is your shout out. And we were watching TV, and John, who is kind of an ultra trail runner, he does these like 50-mile, things. And he just got up all of a sudden and sat on the floor and started stretching.
That's smart.
And I was like, what an iconoclast here,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it was just, and he was just so relaxed about it and so natural about it. And I thought, God, that really looks like the thing to do. So I've been trying to do some of that, but I think having the jar, pulling that randomly out would be a good thing to do. Um, I play guitar,
Mm,
so I'm in my sort of winter office right now, which isn't really good for that, but I have everything set up in my regular office, so it's very easy to just get up and play for like 5, 10 minutes.
yeah,
And that, just doing that restructures everything.
yeah.
It's a absolutely great reset.
That's perfect.
We're recording this and it's Mayvember here,
Ugh.
which is our way of saying it's like 50 degrees and raining on May 15th. But summer is due to arrive,
Yeah,
and yeah, just getting out and sitting on the front porch.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
that
Oh,
would be a good one. Just watching people go by.
yeah,
I'm very lucky I live in a neighborhood where there's usually people going around. There's a school a little way down the street, so there's kids,
yeah.
cats, birds, and all that kind of stuff. So
Well,
I
there's
think,
nothing like that, right?
yeah,
Looking at a tree, even. I'm just
yeah.
thinking too, sometimes smell can be a reset. So on I bought like a little basil plant because I needed it. I think
Mhm.
Americans say basil, but anyway, I needed it
Yep.
for a potluck dish I'm bringing somewhere this weekend. And tell you that scent, it filled the whole car. It was really just really different. Like it really made it changed my brain. And so I
Yeah.
think you can use even like rosemary. I love the smell of rosemary. And if you have a
Yeah.
little herb garden, whether you have it outside or you do a little sort of a hydroponic
Yeah.
one in your kitchen with a grow light. Um, mhm.
Yes, scents,
Yeah,
using scent.
scents. Yeah.
Like for me, the one scent that is really powerful is this t tomato vine. Not so much the tomato
Ah,
itself, but the
interesting.
vine of the
Yeah.
tomato. You rub your fingers on it and then smell that, and there's just something that is so relaxing and not to overuse the word, but resetting.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's it.
so I think those kinds of things are good.
Yeah.
I know, we in our domain spend a lot of time staring at computer screens. So
Yeah.
anything that gets your eyes off a screen,
Yeah.
is good. Yeah, I mean, I think, and part of the fun of this is coming up with these little ideas
Yeah.
that aren't big ideas.
No.
They're little things that can take, maybe at most like 5 minutes to do,
Yeah.
So it's
You
not
know,
even walk around the block.
I mean, I wonder if it's good to set a minimum time of 5 minutes because I think your physiology can take 5 minutes
Mhm.
to shift. And so if you don't, if you kind of hurry out of your office, say, because we both work at home. So if you hurry out of
Mhm.
your office and you do something for, a minute and a half, it might not have the effect that a true reset could
Mhm.
have. And yeah, so I think that's,
So 5 to 10 minutes, say.
yeah, let's call it 5 to 10 because if you can't give yourself that, then there's something wrong, basically.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
think that a lot of them, you're right about the eye stuff. So I live in a apartment and it faces what we call the North Shore Mountains. Like I
Hmm.
can stretch my eyeballs for quite a distance because I'm looking at mountains and
Hmm.
that it's just such a different focal length than my normal focal length when I'm in the office, which
Hmm.
is basically around 18 to 20 inches, 18 to 24 sometimes, depending on where I sit.
Hmm.
Which is very probably why my eyes have deteriorated. So anyway, enough about me. But yeah, I think you know what? You could do resets for all your senses even, right? Because
Yeah.
we talked about music and you talked about playing music, which is
Hmm.
sort of proprioceptive and spatial as well
Right.
as
Right.
oral.
Right. The pressure of the strings on your fingertips,
Hmm.
goes a long way. And then, the stretching gets the large joints,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
And
so, yeah,
nerves,
you can think about, the five: sight, touch, smell,
hearing.
hearing. What's the fifth one?
How
Taste.
fuck if I know? Do we have five senses anymore?
Yeah, taste. Taste.
Taste.
Taste.
Oh.
So, you know, uh, taste could be getting up and going and having a piece of fruit, um, a lollipop.
I happen to have a mango on my counter as we speak.
Ah, yes. Well, I've been having some issues with mangoes around here,
What?
which tough to get them ripe. Tough to get them
Oh,
ripe.
buying them.
Yeah.
I thought we were
Well,
going to get
and then
back
you
into
get
your
them,
kidney
and they go
pearl.
directly from solid rock to unedible in like
Yeah.
a second, so
Ah,
that's a little tricky.
I
But
think,
anyway,
anyway, regardless.
yeah, like what are some taste sensations that are resetting for you? And it's not about eating a meal or making a
No,
meal. It's
no.
just about what is that little bit. So yeah. So here's the fun of it then, right?
Okay.
Is I love that it's a jar. I love that it's like pulling something out. You don't know what it is. I like that it's 5 to 10 minutes. I like that it can involve all five senses. I like that it's designed to be a little bit creative and the fun is in the prep and the doing.
Yeah, you can even have fun with your jar. I love
Yeah.
jars. I'm a jar
Oh,
person.
a
I have
mason jar?
troubles not keeping jars. Like, I'll be like, that's a good jar. I should hang on to
Yeah.
that jar. And
Oh,
then
I can't let go of a mason jar.
oh, well, I have
Yeah.
to because I'm in an apartment, but like when we had a house, oh man, I had some jar things going on. Jars and bottles. I don't know why. I like glass. Anyway,
Yeah.
my
Good
point
stuff.
is you could decorate your jar, you could make the
Right?
little things cute.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna, you know what? I do just to finish this one off. I know I'm going a little long, but the whole thing about resetting. Basically, we're talking about resetting your physiology as a way to
Right.
reset your creativity. And I have a tendency to dismiss stuff without trying it. Like,
Mm.
I love jars a lot, but then I think, am I going to be one of those assholes with a jar on their counter? Um,
I know.
what,
What dicks.
what a
What
douchebag.
absolute losers.
I don't even want to try it. I'm like, fuck, that's so lame. But I haven't tried it. So why would I even think that? And who cares what anybody thinks? It's like it's very weird of me. I
Yeah.
get that. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to think
Fuck the
about it.
judgers. Fuck
Huh?
the judgers, Pat. Put that jar on your counter.
It's like I'm
Show
prejudging
it off.
for judgers that don't even exist. I'm like the judger here. And so I
Yeah.
think Yeah, that's one of my things though when I do come across little ideas like a reward jar or envelopes for spending your money. I've
Mhm.
done envelopes and I've actually envelopes work.
What, on your counter?
Well, wherever you want to keep them. I kept mine in a shoebox under the bed,
You're
but it
showing
doesn't
off
really
your
matter.
envelopes.
Huh?
Showing off your envelopes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen, let me finish because the envelopes thing actually works because especially if you put your credit card in a baggie of water and put it in the freezer.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a spending issue, but at one point I did live with somebody who was spending faster than we could both make it. So
Mm.
I had to come up with strategies for keeping money and not, like for basically making
Yeah.
money off limits for periods. And I didn't enjoy it. Nobody enjoyed it. It wasn't fun. It didn't
Yeah.
work out. But my point is, sometimes when you try stuff like this, it actually is weirdly effective.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you find your way to something else too,
True.
right? That
Yeah.
works a lot better. Like I was just thinking you could get those tongue depressors and you could write your thing on the end of the tongue depressor and have that in the jar. So you pull out a tongue depressor instead of a piece of paper.
Then you could depress your own tongue and check your
Yeah.
throat before you do the activity.
Yeah.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So there's all different kinds of things.
You could have syringes. Never mind.
Yeah, well now you're getting dark again.
You know what, though? You're right. You could have little tiny stones. I love the feel of a pebble. Pulling a
Oh,
pebble
there you
out
go.
with something written on it would be even better than a
Oh
piece of
yeah,
paper.
that's a great idea. Like sensory input stuff where you put your fingers into like a bowl of rice or a bowl of pebbly
You know
stones.
what? That's not a bad idea. So you've
Yeah.
got paper buried in the rice. I'm saying I've got the little resets written on the pebble, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, yeah. All of yeah, no, getting that sensory input.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm personally getting my rocks off at the same time.
Now we're not now if you're gonna put sexual release on your stone, that's all up to you.
I mean, oh my God. Okay. That was
Remember, 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, that's no problem. Foreplay, smorplay.
Who needs that?
Wow. Okay, this is getting very disturbing.
We have done it. We have reset our physiology. We're now giggling away.
Okay.
This is how it works. Thanks for listening to Gifted Underachievers, the podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. We'd love to hear how we're doing, so please leave a comment, join our chat page, or send us an email at giftedunderachievers@substack.com. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you like to download your podcasts. As always, please hit the share and or subscribe button. It really does help. And have an awesome day.